Hello, hello, hello. You've reached Tiffany with Healthy Passions. If you do not know me, let me briefly introduce myself. I am a certified personal trainer, certified wellness coach, certified personal trainer. By birth, I am an oracle, prophetess, and a natural healer. Today is not my scheduled day on Saturdays for the new schedule for 2025 to do my videos on Saturdays, but I did get permission from the Most High to do this video as a little impromptu. So, like, if I get little nudges to do it, then he definitely gives me permission or not to do the videos. But this one was a definite go. Um, so this video is going to be entitled "In My Titus 2 Era." I'm in my Titus 2 era. And what prompted this was I was finishing my last training session this morning, early a.m., and my client and I were done, and I got off. I had a cup of coffee, and not the regular coffee, but you know, the coffee that's gentler on my stomach with the almond milk and things like that. So I had a cup of yummy coffee, and all of a sudden I started thinking about something that is kind of an important decision at this time in my life, but nothing that was on the forefront in my thinking, right? So that's how I know kind of the Most High kind of put that on my mind. He put the topic on my mind. So I started to think, like, in really deep thought about my decision that I gave myself about 2 years to decide from 40 to 42 was, do I want to have a third child before I'm 45? And at one point, that was a possibility. If you know my testimony, I did meet my God ordained spouse, and how that ended did not end well. In reference to what happened, you have to go back into my older videos to get the story on that. But excuse me, I'm getting choked up. I don't see myself wanting to physically have a child with another human being anymore. So my decision after that situation and what I've been through and my experience is, excuse me, I don't want to have another child that comes from me, from my body. And excuse me, and that was a big decision for me. Now, the catch 22 is that I know that I'm still called to marriage. So that would mean one of two things. That would mean either the person that I marry doesn't want kids, or they already have kids. I love kids, so a man with kids, as long as he's healed and working and functioning properly, that is not an issue for me, because like I said, I love kids. So kids that are already here, welcomed. But a child physically coming from my body at this age, I'm deciding not to do. Not that it's not possible, it's just not something that I'm no longer interested in doing. So like I said, it would take two different paths in order for me to do either the child or no child. And I definitely decided to do the path of the no child. And in this video, I am in no way encouraging women not to have children. If that's something you want to do, you do. I think children are a blessing. If you notice what I said before, I already did the work of raising two children. So it's not something that I want to do for the second time at this time in my life. So I've already had the blessing of having beautiful children that are awesome and wonderful. I raised them up and they turned out to be really great men. And I did that, and I'm at a different stage. I'm at a different page in my life. So I'm not encouraging like no 4B movement and all that stuff. That is none of my business. I deal with what the Most High Yah deals with in his people, and what the world got going on is none of our business. So yeah, so let me be clear on that. So when I say that I'm in my Titus 2 era, Titus 2 is a verse that talks about older women and men who are teaching younger generations how to follow the laws and commandments, how to be young men and women, how to interact in certain situations. We're actually teaching them how to go forth in life. And it's a very beautiful passage. I love it. And I have been doing Titus 2 probably my whole life, but really more now in my later 30s, between 35 and 42, I've really entered into that season of Titus 2 as a maturing woman. I wouldn't even say older because I still feel young. I'm just a mature woman, right? Um, so when we get to those ages in the world, it's a very panicky thing, a very stressful thing. It's, I gotta, beat my biological clock, that type of situation. But with the Most High, when we, as his daughters, age with him, excuse me, guys, I've been up since very, very early, 5:30 this morning. But when we age with him, it's a graceful aging, right? So we don't have to go through as much as the stressful part, or let me freeze my eggs, let me do this, let me do, we don't have to go through that type of situation with the Most High. If it's his will, it'll happen, and if it's not his will, it won't happen. And we learn to be content with what we have and what the Most High is willing to add, okay? So, or even willing to take away. So it's a very graceful period for us. Now, sometimes we have our moments just like anyone else, and we go through, what ifs and all of those situations, things like that. But for the most part, aging with the Most High. Oh, I am so tired. I'm sorry, guys. Yes, I have done more in the last 5.5, 6 hours than most people do in a day. So you have to forgive me. And of course, my day is not near over. So I get, started yarning. I'm sorry. But anyway, so the first part of what my Titus 2 era season looks like, it is, like I stated before, it is the aging gracefully, right? Not only gracefully, it is like an era of I'm full of joy. If you are around me, whether I'm at home, at work, just out and about, I am so joyful. It is not fake. It is consistent. It is every day. I wake up like that and I go to bed like that. I am constantly, I'm like a toddler. I'm jumping around, happy, full of energy. I mean, I have peace in my life. In all situations and areas, I am at peace. So, the Most High allows joy to be just a part. It's one thing to be happy. Happy is more of a temporary thing. I'm happy about this for a certain amount of time, but joy actually comes from the Most High. And it is an experience that's more of an elevation than happy, that a lot of people don't get to experience on a regular basis like daughters of the Most High do. It is joyful. And so you age gracefully. Most people cannot tell my age. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. When I speak, they may tell that I'm an older woman by the maturity of my voice. But most of the time I talk like this in a high pitch because I'm so excited. So no, I'm just joking. But it's usually like a high pitched voice, like a little kid voice. So people really can't tell my age unless I really tell them. Also, when it comes to this, in this season where I am now, I have the whole year to be 42. Like I said, I won't turn 43 until November. I'm loving this age. It's a beautiful age. But believe me, I've loved 37 through 42. Like, it's my favorite time in my life so far. But Yah provides a true soft life. You hear women talking about a soft life. What they describe as a soft life, yes, it's a life of ease, but it's not the soft life that I'm talking about. So with the soft life that Most High provides, it's after the hard trials and tribulations, the lessons, the experiences that you must go through to help mold you into who you are. After all the testing and temptations and all of those things, I call that our training time. Mine lasted 40 years. Remember, I'm only 42, so 40 years. After that time, um, Yah gives his daughters rest, restoration, true healing, wisdom, and you grow gracefully. You have a youthful glow, so you don't look like what you've been through. You have good health, maturity, and a wise life plan and purpose. So that's the soft life that this life provides. And when I say uh, true healing, I mean every situation that the Most High allowed to happen so that I could learn and grow, I have healed from. Even the most traumatic ones. There is nothing from my past that kind of eats away at me or puts me into a slumber mood or hurts or harms me. I can talk about it freely without an issue because I am truly healed. I went through the process that the Most High has for healing versus me thinking that I'm healed or just not thinking about it, pushing it deep down. You know, the mechanisms that we do for survival. It's not a survival type healing, it's a true healing where we go through each layer of every situation and we heal from it. We forgive, we move forward, we learn, we get the lesson, and it takes time. So when people hear me say that I've been through 40 years of training and experience, that's exactly what it is. You have to go through it. You got your childhood stuff, your teenage stuff, your adult stuff that you go through, and then you learn from it. And then you get tested on what you learn because that same opportunity will present itself again, and the Most High is seeing how you're going to move. So all of that takes time, and most people don't make it out of the training period, but the ones that are fortunate enough to make it out and pass the test, um they get into that rest, restoration, and true healing and wisdom, right? And that youthful glow, things like that. So after the 40 years of training, I talk about this all the time because it just blows my mind. Um, from 40 to 41, he gave me about 7 to 9 months. So I would say about a year of rest. In that, I just rest. I healed. I recovered. I dealt with the last remaining forgiveness that I had to deal with. The last remaining things. It's like thinking you're done with the work, but then the water blows over like on a stove of boiling water, and the Most High brings up a thing, and then you heal that. So it's the last little bits of that happening in that last little year when you're resting and being restored and healing. And then at 42, I went right into purpose. So it really was about 11 months of rest because at 42, Most High was like, okay, you 42, let's go into purpose right now. I hit it full throttle, work. The rest time was over. It was work, 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 work. And my Rihanna voice, like, it was work, okay? So it was a very different season from the rest to the work. And I enjoyed every bit of it, but it was that when I walked into the wise life plan or the life purpose that the Most High had for me was work. All right. So the second part of that is working smarter, not harder. So in the past, when I didn't have a good work-life balance, I would work myself to the bone, early morning to the middle of the night, like all day long, and barely scheduling time for me to just woosah, do self-care and recover. So it was like years and years of just hard work, moving fast, moving, right? And now at 40, the end of 41 and into 42, the Most High is like, I want you to just work 4 hours a day. 4 hours a day. I'm used to working 12 to 16 hours a day, not necessarily at a job. I would work a job for 8 hours and then come back and work 8 hours on my purpose. Like, I was that dedicated, but it was wearing me down and it stressed my body out and my mind. And so the best thing that the Most High did in reference to my work life was tell me that I'm only to work 4 hours a day. So going from 16, sometimes 18 hours a day of studying, working, studying, to 4 hours a day was very difficult. I had to work my way up to four. It was hard. I had to discipline myself to condense my work into 4 hours, and once I did, and I accomplished that for like 3 to 4 months, it took me a while to get used to it. I realized I had the rest of the day. I could rest. I could do my chores. I could cook dinner early. I had more time on my hands, but I got more work done in the 4 hours than I did in the working all day because it was strategic, disciplined, and there was a work plan. So the Most High really got me together into the working smarter, not harder, and that is a blessing to this day because I get what I need done, and I don't have to wear down my mind, my thoughts, and my body to do it right. So once the heavy load of the hard work was finished, your workload decreases by a lot. Okay, I went from, like I said, long hours and days every single day to 4 hours a day, and he enforced that Shabbat early on because on Saturday there's no work at all. Like I said, it took time to get used to that. So no work at all. So for 6 days a week, it was 4 hours a day. That's it. That meant that if I had training sessions or oracle readings or if I had energy healings, it had to be within those 4 hours. If I had to study, do a session, this and this and that, that meant I had to get active in time management and schedule it within 4 hours. Whether it was 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening, whether it was 4 hours straight, didn't matter. 4 hours, that's what it was. Right? And once I was done, he was like, look, you do it. You're done. But if I tried to slack off and do, let's say, 3 hours, he'd be like, oh, you got another hour left. No, it kept me disciplined, and I really am grateful for that time management lesson from the Most High, and I get so much more work done. All right, so another thing that I have noticed in my Titus 2 era to where I'm becoming a mature woman is the long growing hair. I the long growing hair. I don't know how long my hair is going to get, but it grows really fast. So that's a blessing. So if you look at the Bible in Deuteronomy, where we have the curses of y'all's daughter, where we're smoked with scabs in our hair, to where we're bald in hair, where we lose our hair, it's the opposite is true on the other side, where we have long flowing healthy hair. Not just saying that because you have long hair you're blessed, but if you are a daughter of the Most High and you are blessed with favor, you have long beautiful hair. Now the only way you don't have long hair is if you cut it yourself, but most of us have long flowing hair, and it is an honor to us. It is like a crown to us. That's why he says a woman's hair is her crown, and it is, because it's not saying that we're better than you because we got long hair. No, it's a symbolism of how our hair shows how wise we are. It shows our vitality, our spiritual strength and authority and feminine power. Long hair tends to have you be a lot more feminine. Not saying that everybody with long hair is feminine. That's not what I'm trying to say. I know people love to chop down what you're saying, but that's not what I'm saying. But from me having all types of hairstyles, all types of hair lengths, I am definitely more feminine with longer hair. I will say that, me personally. And it makes me embrace my feminine power a lot more. I'm softer. Especially like when I'm dealing with men, I'm softer with the longer hair. Also, to the wisdom, I'm telling you, my wisdom increased with my hair growth. Like, I went through a journey of locks, and as my hair got longer, I got wiser. I learned more things. I learned more lessons. So it was kind of like a symbolism of the wisdom that I'm gaining, how long my hair is. So I'm very wise now because in the time that it took to grow this hair, I learned a lot, right? And then vitality, you have to kind of keep your hair healthy, so you have to maintain, drinking the right amount of water, getting your vitamins in, exercising, working out, eating healthy, things like that help keep your hair healthy and long. So that's a part of it too. So that's why I put that vitality in there. And then, like I said, the spiritual strength and authority. Like I said, not every woman is walking with the Most High and has His favor, but the ones that do, our long hair is there, and we have very strong spiritual authority. We don't have to yell or scream or command attention in order to get what we want done. Is when we say a thing, how we say it, the way we say it, is with such authority that demons shudder. They're scared, and we don't have to yell it out. You know what I'm saying? So it's a spiritual strength in there. Think of, for example, spiritual strength in hair. Samson and Delilah's story. Samson's hair was in his his strength was in his locks, right? So it's kind of something like that, all right? And you will feel it and know it. So I just want to bring that up, and not thinking that I'm better than anyone because I have long hair. That is not the case. I'm just saying the significance of the long hair in your feminine energy and it being your crown, right? All right. The last part was I decided not to have a small child because the way that things have went, I have become more like a spiritual type mother, even in my youth, in my 20s and 30s. I'm more like a spiritual mother to others, right? So to many, the Most High, thank you. The Holy Spirit said, a mother to many. That has been prophesied over me many times, as well as said to me over and over again, a mother of many. I didn't have a great relationship with my mom, but I became a great mom due to that experience. So I have a very great tight-knit relationship with my children because I became a good mom. Not only did I become a good mom to them, to their friends, to people around me, to anyone that needed that motherly, nurturing energy, I provided that in a healthy way. And so I became kind of like a spiritual mother to many, and I did that through my teachings, through helping people heal from crisis and trauma, for showing people how to overcome tough situations, how to walk into their purpose, living by example myself, not just talking the talk, but walking the walk, having plenty of experience in my 40 years to pull from to help someone in a similar situation, and most of all, following Yah's laws and commandments. That's living by example. Through His power, I am able to keep His commandments. I have the Holy Spirit that keeps me in check and teaches me. If I'm wrong, immediately the Holy Spirit is like, hey, don't be doing all that. If I am needing to know a thing, it's always presented to me in some way, shape, or form if I have a question or something like that. So the Holy Spirit is very strong in that way, in teaching and showing and keeping us on the right path. So a lot of times when you hear people say, I follow the laws and commandments, I'm not really living a life of sin, it's because it's not in our own power, trust me, because it's hard to do it in your own power, but the Holy Spirit, Christ Yahushua, who the world mistakenly calls Jesus, and the Most High, if you have a close relationship, you know what I mean. They keep you in check. You ever felt like reprimanded after you did something wrong immediately? That's that feeling, that's that connection where it's like you'll hear go apologize or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a very strong connection. So that power keeps us upright and keeps us walking down the narrow path of righteousness, of holiness, right? So it's in that I decided, you know what? No physical child. I'm just going to fully step into that, and it was okay. All right? By doing what I do, and being who I am, and teaching what I teach, and healing how I heal, I am authentic. I'm a real person, a real unique and unique individual, and it's very difficult to mimic my energy towards anyone. Like anyone can't just mimic my energy, and I'm grateful for that. It comes with its ups and downs, but I have full wholeheartedly taken on the task of my role on doing my purpose that the Most High has me to do. I will do this until the day that I die. So I would have to marry someone who understands that I put Yah, the Most High, first and His will first. My purpose comes into with that marriage. So I can't be cooped up in the house because you haven't healed from any insecurities as a wife, and just be stuck in the house, not healing, not doing my talents, not doing the work that I'm called to do because my husband's insecure. No, I have to have a man that's going to be okay with not having a child with me, but walking in partnership with me in our purpose. And our purpose should complement one another to some extent. So that was the choice that I made, and like I said, I'm very at peace with it. And I think a lot of women are kind of tussling with that at this time. Like I said, we got the 4B movement, we got the singles going to war at each other. Everyone's saying there's piss in the dating pool. Yes, because it's not of the Most High, it's not righteous dating, it's dating. I have several videos on courtship and marriage in a Hebrew Israelite community and what it's like biblically versus what the world sees it, and why the world's dating is a lot more toxic, and how it's very, very much different than what we as Hebrew Israelites or the people of the book are allowed to participate in, right? So I love you guys. Women, as you age, it is a graceful thing. Do not let the world tell you that you are useless and no longer used up, or you hit the wall because you're above 32. That is crazy. 32 is still so young. Um, I don't understand where they get that 35 hit the wall like that. That's ridiculous. Well, I love you guys. I will talk to you later. Let me end this video here, and hopefully this helps you go into peace, whatever age you are. The Most High has that purpose for you, and you can enter into your Titus 2 as well, whether you have a small child or you decide to have another child or not, or have a child for the first time. It doesn't matter. You still can enter into that Titus energy gracefully. I love you guys. Have a good day.